Hello everyone, and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be looking closely at how to create a Google survey, how to customize it, and how to share it with all the students. I know that this was brought up in our counseling meeting as something that would be useful to learn, but if you're not a school counselor, I also welcome you. So let's just dive right on in so I can be as respectful with your time as possible. We are going to start by opening just Google. So we just opened to our normal Chromebook, and we will go into our drive. And inside our drive, we're going to hit the new button. Wait for it to load up. And we are going to choose Google Forms. Now, I don't know why they don't call it Google Survey. Probably, I don't know. But so their survey is going to be called Google Forms. And so you'll just start off by creating your name, so survey for students. And if you want to give a description, you can. I know as an elementary school counselor, a lot of students don't necessarily care what the description says, so that's up to you. And then on this spot right here, you can choose kind of what questions you want to ask, or you create the question you want to ask. So what is your favorite color? And you can choose based off of how you want the students to answer. You can click right here on the side where it says short answer. Sometimes they'll say multiple choice. Just click at this bar right here. And you can choose how you want the students to answer the question. Or how do you want them to answer the question? So do you want them to answer a multiple choice question, right? Is your favorite color red? Is your favorite color blue? And they can only choose one. Or you can have a checkbox to where they can check all the boxes that they like. And if you're interested in asking, well, a more linear scale question, and we can go ahead and do that in a moment, you can also choose on a scale based 1 to 10 with a linear scale. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and do multiple choice. Blue. Then I hit enter. If you hit enter after you type it in, it'll take you down automatically. Green. If you don't want to hit enter, you can also come down to here and add another option by clicking on it. Yellow. And let's say I really want the students to answer this question. If you want the students to answer the question without being able to skip the question, right down here is a little bar that you can click to turn on required. Once this bar is purple and it's to the side, that means that the students must answer this question before they are allowed to move on. So let's go ahead and add another question. On a scale 1 to 10, how much do you like school? And then you could put 1 to 10. Of course, you could choose any other number between. And then you'll say 1 is hate school. And 10 is I love school. And then I want to make it required because I want to know what the students are thinking. Then I can click off here on the, let's see. Then I can click up here, and then that's what it looks like down there. So on a scale 1 to 10. And you know, just in case you're wondering, you're going through your questions really fast, you can also tell that the students are required to answer the questions based off this red star. If I were to make it not required, so let's say I turn off the required, there will be no red star. So that means the students, if they wanted to, can skip over the question. Now let's say that I want to section off this survey. So let's say, all right, so this is about students' morale, about school. But I also want to create a second section, or a third section, or a fourth section. I could hit this 2 bar that says add section. And you can name this section as well. And this one, maybe I'll say teachers, because I want to know what my students think about their teacher. Okay. And then you could just add a question. Do you like how your teachers teach? Question mark. I don't know. Maybe you can have a short answer, a paragraph, multiple choice. Yes. Kinda. No. And once again, this is just an example. Please don't actually use these questions. I wouldn't particularly think these are great questions for any kind of survey. And so now we have our survey. And we believe we have, oh, I want to make this required because I want the students to answer. And this one is not required, but now it is because it has the red diamond. I like my survey. I think my survey is perfect, and I just want to customize it a little. So if you want to add a little customization touch to it, you can hit the customize theme, and you could choose different themes by hitting the header. And so it just gives you kind of these cool different backgrounds you want to choose. This isn't important, but I noticed that sometimes the students like to have the different themes behind it. It makes it a little more entertaining for them. Once again, that's optional. You don't have to do any of that if you don't want to. You could choose the theme colors, and you could choose the font style. Out of all the font styles, I'd say that Basic is the easiest to read in my opinion. But you know, that's up to you if you want to play around with the survey. Now, as you can see on the side of the bars, there are a lot of other options you can also choose to use. And if you're interested in learning more about how to use these other tasks, absolutely, please feel free to reach out to me. I have my email contact information at the beginning, and I will also provide it at the very end. You can do some interesting things, but I think for the most part, most of the teachers will only want to know how to do the basic, how to create a survey. So I'm just going to focus on that for this particular video. So let's say I'm done with the survey. I want to name my student survey. All right, my survey saved. And now I want to share the survey. How do I share the survey? Great question. So what you will do is you will go ahead and let me go ahead and make sure I'm doing this right before I tell you something wrong. All right, shorten copy. All right, perfect. So yes. So in order to make this survey shareable, what you'll have to do is you'll have to go to Sand, and you'll want to click on this chain. It's like a little chain, and you'll want to hit copy for this link. And this is the link that you'll give to your students. This is the link you'll give to the teachers to have the students fill out. Or if you have a Google Classroom, you can go ahead and go over to your Google Classroom, and let's say I want to add a survey. So right here I have a little poster, and I'm going to name it Survey. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to hit Insert, and I want to insert a link. I already had a link in there for something else, so now I'm going to delete the old link, and I'm going to put this new link in. I'm going to apply, and I want the survey to be more than in just this one little blue box. So I'm also going to click on the outside around the picture frame, and I'm going to click Insert, Link, Delete, and I'm going to put my paste my new link inside there. And now whenever the students, this is what the students will see, they'll come into this classroom, and then they'll click on that, and they will be taken to the survey. Favorite color, blue, I love school. And then they're going to be taken to section 2. Do you like how your teacher teaches? Yes. And then they're going to submit, and then they're done. Now, on your end of things, let me get out of that classroom. That's on a previous video if you're interested. So now, on my survey, I can see, hey, look, a student responded. And right here, I get a summary of every single thing that's been answered. So if I had 100 students respond, I would have a summary of a data chart on the scale 1 to 10, just how many students answered which numbers. And so these are all very useful on just getting easy data to kind of implement the direction of where you'd like to see your school counseling program go. If you want to see what a student says on a case-by-case basis, you can also do that. With that stated, this isn't a very useful option unless you require the students to share their emails, to which you can do that. If you want to require students to give you their email, then you can click this button that says collect email addresses, and as soon as you do that, every time a student completes the survey, it will collect their email and you will know what student said what. I will say though, I typically turn this feature off because I like the students to know that everything they say is confidential. They can't get in trouble for what they say. Everything that they put will stay a secret and no one will know what they say. But once again, it's your building, and so you can do whatever you believe is best for you. And so let me go ahead and show you one of my surveys that I've done for reference. So I did a climate survey about a year ago. Inside this survey, wait for it to load up. I had about 65 responses, and this is kind of, I enjoy going to school the most days. I could see, oh yeah, most of them strongly agree. Some of them, a big chunk of them agree, but there's still a small portion. And so you could just really gather all this data from the survey. It's just really easy to aggregate, to come together with your leadership team, and to really just see what needs to be worked on in the student's opinion for the building. So it's just a lot of amazing, great data. So with that stated, let me go ahead and pull this up. Yeah. With that stated, we learned how to create a Google survey. We learned kind of the basics ins and outs of it. We learned how to put that Google survey inside your Google Classroom, if that's something that you're interested in, and how to share the link. I do want to point out one more thing. I know, and I pointed this out in how to create a Google Classroom, but I just want to point this out just in case you didn't watch how to make a Google Classroom. Whatever you do, do not just copy and paste the link from on top. If you copy and paste this link, what will happen is the students will be able to edit your student survey, and you don't want your students or anyone to be able to do that, really. So don't use that as a link you share with students. And also, no, you don't need to worry about that for this one. My bad, I'm just adding unnecessary information at the end, but that's okay. So that is the ins and the outs of the Google survey. If you guys would like to kind of learn more details on how to get more advanced, I'll show you one more example really quick. I guess if I was prepared, I would have pulled this up in the past, but if you're interested on creating a student survey that has pictures, Bitmojis, videos, colors, please feel free to reach out, and I'd be happy to go over the more advanced techniques on how you could do more with your Google survey. But for just the sheer basics and respect of everyone's time here, I will go ahead and wrap things up here. So thank you everyone so much for the recommendations on providing ideas of how I can provide support. If you have any questions, reach out at any time. And as always, make sure to make today a great day. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.